Greetings, seekers after enlightenment. This is Cerberus, and today's daily briefing is here. So let's see what we got here. Not peaceful protesters. Seattle police find van full of explosives and other weapons. Now this story took place on July 30th, and for some reason it got no traction on the network news. I wonder why. So, Police Chief Carmen Best told reporters during a news conference on Wednesday that amid the officers observed the van following a group of protesters on Saturday before stopping near the department's East Precinct. Shortly afterward, explosions began going off in the area. Best said police impounded the van and obtained a search warrant. Inside, authorities found firework, pyrotechnics, smoke bombs, stun guns, bear and pepper spray, makeshift spike strips, and gas masks. Best said these findings are, quote, evidence that not everyone who comes to these protests are peaceful. Peaceful protesters do not show up in a van full of explosives. But you know, Mayor Jenny Durkin, she's all in with them. She's pledged support for peaceful protesters. But finally on Wednesday, she condemned violence from people who are, quote, well organized with this kind of destructive power. Well, we know that's already true because you use them as the unofficial militant wing of the Democratic Party. We know Antifa is just like the brown shirts, and you're right in their pocket. So don't even give me that Mickey Mouse bull line about condemning violence. You're a lying bee, if I'm not being too subtle. And let's see now. Let's see. We got any comments on this one? And no, we don't. Okay, moving right along. Tucson Mayor says pro-police organizers are white supremacists. Well, if you're somebody... Whoops. Doggone it, where'd it go? If you are somebody who... Oh, doggone it, I forgot. Okay. Well, I missed that one, but I brought forward just in case. Now, here's a good one. New York Dems push for law mandating 500 hours of training for shampoo assistants. Now, if you're awake, you know exactly what this is. This is just a grab for more power and money. Shampoo assistants working in hair salons will have to complete a minimum of 500 hours of a 1,000-hour course in cosmetology. There is currently no entry for a shampoo assistant in the state's Division of Licensing Services manual because they didn't think they could make any money off of it. I mean, what is your job? I mean, putting a sheet over the client, lathering the head and rinsing, and odd jobs like sweeping hair. And talk about an obstruction to people getting after-school jobs, an entry-level job, or even being able to make a living while learning a trade. So imagine having to pay $13,000 to go to cosmetology school, get a license, and probably, if the license only lasts for a year, so you got to give the city more money. Here we go. The bill is a hidden cash cow for the state. What did I just say? Under, quote, fiscal implications, unquote. Its authors noted it would, quote, provide additional revenue to the state in the way of application fees and fines for practicing without the certificate or practicing after the certificate has been suspended and revoked. $500 for a first offense and $1,000 for everyone subsequently. So let me think now. There are many places where you can become a police officer for only 150 hours of training. Oh! When asked for a comment, a representative for a New York State Assembly person, I don't even need to say the name, directed the post to Todd Garofano, Executive Director of the Salon and Spa Professionals. There you go. See, it's just like any other profession. They don't want you to get in without their permission, so they're making it tougher. And they're working hand in hand with the bureaucracy to make it tougher. Nobody's going to hire a licensed shampoo assistant and have to pay $50 for a shampoo. That job will just go away. And then they'll say, oh, it's the Republicans' fault because of blah, blah, blah. That's right. It's all Trump's fault, isn't it? Okay, now. And this one was just unbelievable. Male police officer strangles a woman who refused to wear a face mask on the streets of Melbourne. Yeah, I've heard Australia is under very draconian restrictions. Let's see, disturbing footage has emerged showing a woman being choked by a male police officer during a violent arrest in Melbourne after she was caught not wearing a face mask. So, now, Melbourne, you have to wear a mask when you leave the house or face a $200 fine. So, instead of talking to this woman or just giving her a citation, he chokes her. And the pictures don't lie, they're right here. So I guess it's perfectly okay, under color of authority, to choke out somebody who's not in lockstep with your immediate compliance. You know, hands on your head, get on the ground. You don't do either one, you get double tapped. I mean, that's sure the way it happens in the ghetto. So now, we're going to do it with that too, huh? Well, they tried that shit on me in Walmart today, and it did not fly. I just walked right in. The employee drone asked me if I needed a mask. I said no. My son said no. I have a medical condition. It's a mandate. He just kept walking.
Mandate, that's the word.
And for those of you who don't know, mandate is a term that applies to the presence of political capital. You know, if you have won an election by, like Reagan, when he whooped Mondale's ass in '84, that was a clear mandate. No, it's not, oh, we want to keep you safe, so we're going to abuse you if you don't follow our bullshit regulation. Well, no. I mean, I understand the concept of wearing a mask if you are sick, and I have no problem with wearing one myself if I'm coughing and hacking up stuff. You know, now I understand that's just common sense. But I am not going to wear a germ-laden cloth over my mouth and choke myself just so you feel safer. I am not going to be held hostage to your fear. So, unbelievable. So, let's see. There was a protest. 6 people were arrested because they refused to provide personal information to police and were released after a $1,700 fine. Huge fines were up to $20,000 for individuals and $100,000 for businesses will apply to anyone caught breaking the rules. Okay, here's the Melbourne Stage 4 lockdown. They consider we're in a state of disaster. Cautions will no longer be fined, only $1,700 fines or court summons. No one allowed outside 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. except for work or medical caregiving. no shopping or exercising. Shopping and exercise can only be done 5 kilometers from the house. All recreational activity is banned, and you can only exercise with one other person for 1 hour a day. Oh, and then they throw you a bone. You can visit a boyfriend or girlfriend who doesn't visit with you even if they live more than 5 kilometers away. Well, how nice. But if I step out without a mask to get into the car, I get a beat down. Is that the way it works? Only one person can go shopping per household per day. Cafes and restaurants stay open for takeaway. Oh, well, how nice. All students learning from home. Blah, blah, blah. Funerals. Only 10 mourners can leave Melbourne to go to a funeral. Weddings completely banned. Public transport slashed after 8 p.m. and canceled late at night. Community sport. All community sport is now banned. Only exercise is allowed within the permitted public gathering limits of 2 people. I tell you, almost gives me a migraine putting up with this Mickey Mouse bullshit. Right? Folks, we have to resist. Because if we resist, we might lose. But if we don't resist, we've already lost. So do not let these piece of crap ass clowns tell you how to live your life. I refuse. But I'm a grown ass man. I don't need nobody telling me how many squares of toilet paper I'm allowed to use, or just outright telling me something I like is banned just because they don't like it. Like I say, over there, way over there is where you can go with that bull. Well, that's the end of today's briefing. So remember, folks, until tomorrow, when one teaches, two learn.